here. Okay, I see. Now we have approximately how many? 100, yeah? 150 participants. Wow. So welcome. As I would like to repeat it again, good afternoon and welcome to the CEEC webinar. For today's event, we will discuss on the topic of Indonesia's export on agricultural products. But before we jump into the discussion, I would like to say hi to several participants here, and probably some of them are already joining with us. And it's a bit surprising for me that I see several familiar faces, and then all right. Probably I would like to say hi to a minute. I see someone. Okay. If I can just say hi to Mr. Edwin from Atambua. Edwin, Mr. Edwin, are you there? Could you please activate your microphone?
Hello, MC.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hi. You can just call me Gali. You can just call me Gali. Yeah, no worries. How are you, sir?
Good. Thank you.
Good. I'm good. I'm good. It's really hot afternoon in Jakarta, but yeah, still trying to enjoy it. How about in Atambua? Is the weather okay there?
Also, Atambua, I think Atambua is hotter than Jakarta.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So I think you need to prepare yourself a nice ice water and a really good snack before we start for the discussion today. So, okay.
Well, Gali, actually, Edwin is a good singer.
Yes.
Ask him to sing.
After I see his face, and I think this guy is very familiar with a lot of DGCE employees. So I think, yeah, probably we will invite you one day for a sharing session, probably.
Yeah,
on
my
tips,
pleasure.
tips and tricks on how to sing very well, probably something like that.
I'm not that good, by the way, so yeah.
No worries. Everyone is good. Everyone is good. Okay, thank you, and see you in the discussion, Mr. Edwin. And I would like to say hi to the other participants, probably. I think it would be great to see someone that is far away. I think I saw one of the participants from with the same, almost the same name. From Ternate, Mr. Galu. Mr. Galu, I'm Mr. Gali here. What a Bapak joke, isn't it? Galu, are you there? Okay, probably still trying to connect with the device. Or probably I can also see Mr. Alfian from BC Sangata. How are you, sir?
Yes, I'm fine, so good, thank you.
Great. So how's the weather in Sangata? Is it hot like in Jakarta or is it raining or something like that?
Yeah, weather in Jakarta is probably weird. Yeah, weird. Sometimes so hot and sometimes got so rainy
Ah,
like that.
okay. So it's coming into the season of rain season, right?
Yes, right.
All right, that's good. And you are doing well there?
Yeah, I'm
Are you,
very well. Thank you.
yeah, that's really good news for us. I think during this, I think even though that we are going
Custom and Excise.
past, yes, we are passing the COVID-19, and I think we are still recovering from the situation, but still we still
Apa?
have to maintain and maintain and keep ourselves healthy.
Oh iya, sorry.
Okay, probably Mr. Muhammad Rian would like to talk. Hi, sir. How are you? You're still muted, sir. Mr. Muhammad Rian. Okay, how are you, sir? I can see your beautiful eyes from here. Okay, so probably I would like to also say hi to my other colleague.
Hello sir.
Hello.
Hey,
All right, how are you, sir? Where are you from?
I'm fine. I'm from Jakarta, but now I live and work at Denpasar, Bali.
Hey, such a nice place you are working there. So yeah, welcome to the CEEC webinar,
Yes,
and please
thank you very
enjoy.
much.
And I hope that you can enjoy and engage with the discussion today. So how's the weather in Bali? Is it raining or sunny, or is it touristy?
I think it's like a sunny day here, but sometimes it's rainy, just a little, just a
All right.
little, not too heavy.
Not too heavy. All right. I think it's coming to the season of rainy season as well. So yeah, I think we are expecting to have rainy season. So okay, thank you for joining with us, and we will see you in the discussion later.
Okay.
And last but not least, I would like to say hi with my colleague. Probably I would like to say hi to Miss Eris. How are you, Miss Eris? Are you there?
Good afternoon, Mas Gali. It seems that Miss Aris is still away from her laptop.
All right. So, okay, since you are on the mic, Miss Oris, then I will say, how are you?
Hi everyone.
Hello.
I'm doing great today, and I believe you are doing great too.
Of course, since you are working at the office as well, so I think you are in a very good health condition, and I hope that in the upcoming days you will enjoy your days and work as well.
Thank you.
All right, so since it's already 45 minutes past 1, so again, I would like to say good afternoon and welcome to the CEEC webinar on the topic of Indonesia export of agricultural products. And I think it's a good day to start the afternoon with a refreshing discussion and information sharing from the experts that we have already invited for today. All right. So, Pak Husin, if it is okay, we can start with the opening session and then we can go through for the next session. Mr. President?
Yes, we can start from now.
All right. Thank you very much. So I already have the permission to go on with the next schedule. So again, I would like to repeat for the opening. Good afternoon and welcome to the CEC webinar. My name is Gali Seno Prabowo, and I will be guiding you through the today's webinar series. And today's event will be on the topic of Indonesia's export of agriculture products. So it is a very good day to start the afternoon with a very refreshing and fruitful discussion along with the experts. And today we will invite the expert on the agriculture products. And for that, I would like to invite you to engage with the discussion and actively participate and discuss and also bring your opinions and many views and thoughts that you could deliver into the into this event so that it will be very fruitful for all of us. So first, what we are going through today is that I will read the rundown. So first we will open the room and then after that I will explain the history of the Customs and Excise English community, and perhaps also I will explain the programs that already conducted in the CEEC as well, the Customs and Excise English community. And then also for the next one is we will hear the Mars, Bea dan Cukai, and then continued by the opening speech by the president of the CEC. And then I will introduce the speaker, and I will also invite the speaker to present. And then we will have a Q&A discussion. And then after that, for the conclusion, and lastly, the closing speech. And the last one will be a photo session. And I hope you can enjoy today's event. So, okay, for the opening, perhaps I would like to invite you to jump into the topic of the history of CEC. So CEC itself is actually established in 2017. In 2017, we already the Secretary of Director General established the community and legalize the community and acknowledge that the community itself is a very fruitful one. And during those 2017 up until the around 2020, before the pandemic, we already conducted several activities and also discussion class and also a lot of sharing session. So perhaps if I could just share with you, okay, the history of this customs and excise English community. So first, it was established on February 14th of 2017 based on the letter of DGCE, dated 14 February, and number is 274 BC 2017. So the purpose of CEEC is actually a center of knowledge related to customs and excise, where English is the main medium in the learning process. So the community itself actually established to encourage all employees to conduct or to be engaged with the English as their second language, and especially acknowledging that we are the customs officers, customs and excise officers should be well equipped with the English as their second language. And acknowledging that fact, so the community itself was established to make a real close community, not close, like to gather all the employees to enrich themselves with English as their second language. So the activities that has been done was a sharing session. Usually we conduct the sharing session in the library, and usually in those sessions sometimes we separate several of the employees into several groups for better discussion, so that all of the employees could speak, because rather than just talking in a big group, sometimes it would be better for other employees to engage in a small group, but they can express themselves using English and also talk and also engage with the discussion. So these are several of the formats that we have done in the past. And not only that, we also did several executive class as well, where we did a sort of simulation, where we did simulation on the negotiations, or like a mock-up conference that been conducted with all the executives, like officials, so that they are familiarized with the negotiations aura, with the negotiations, how do you say it? With the negotiations pressure, probably as well. And then also for the how to deliver their message, how to deliver the national position as well, so that they can familiarize if one day they are sent to a negotiation meeting, something like that. So other than that, we also invited several source person. We invited Miss Ellen Brophy. She was the Australian. She was the she represented the Australian Border Force, and we conducted a very nice discussion. And she also delivered very good feedback for us on how we should improve ourselves as a customs officer, and as well on the not only as the customs and excise officer, but also on the how to improve our English as well. And also we invited Ms. Retno Maruti from Badan Kebijakan Fiskal, the fiscal advisors, and she also delivered a very good point of view for us to on as well on the topic of improving ourselves as a better Ministry of Finance employees. Okay, and lastly, we also did TOEFL and IELTS prediction test. We did it several times previously, but unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we have not continued it yet, but probably we are still discussing on how we should continue this brilliant programs, so that we can how do you say it? We can enhance the ability, and we could utilize these programs to encourage more employees to engage and speak well in English, so that it would be useful either for their study or for their future career plans. Okay, so that would be all from me on what are the history and the past activities that has been done. And lastly, I would like also to inform you that after this program, we also would like to invite another source person. The details is still in secret, so I will inform you. We will inform you further. But for the meanwhile, for the meantime, I think that it would be best for us to focus on today's event. So I think that would be all for the introduction on the CEEC. And now we can move on to the next agenda. Is the March of Bea dan Cukai. So ladies and gentlemen, and also operator, before we start the discussion, I would like to invite you to sit upright and hear the anthem of Bea dan Cukai. Operator, please.
Cukai naungan kita berbulat tekad bersatu padu, junjung amanat untuk membangun negeri, kobarkan visi lantang bergema, bersanding jarak dengan dunia demi tegaknya martabat bangsa. Jernihkan budi pekerti pribadi penuh karisma, nama dan teguh komitmen kita bersama, baca sifat esensi dan pelayanan. Bea cukai kebanggaanku, visimu jalari jiwaku, misimu aliri darahku, strategimu gerak langkahku. Sering puji untuk Tuhan yang Esa, sembahkan bakti adipura, dan amanat kita teruskan, maju terus bea dan cukai.
Thank you very much. So now we can move on to the next agenda, is the opening speech by the President of CEEC, Mr. Muhsin Hussein. Mr. Muhsin Hussein, please, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Gali. It's a wonderful opening from you. Thank you. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon to all of you, and a very good morning in Belgium time. Distinguished all higher officials from the GCE, distinguished Mr. Arief Rachman, Attaché of Agriculture at the Embassy of Indonesia in Brussels, Belgium, and also distinguished CEEC members and dear colleagues from the GCE and all participants. Firstly, I'm so excited since today is our first event after a quite long hiatus. I would like to convey that I'm honored to welcome you, distinguished colleagues, and our honorable spokesperson, Mr. Arief Rachman, in today's CEEC talks. Actually, I met Mr. Arief Rachman in Brussels last June at a dinner party with our ambassador in Belgium. Then I have an idea to have Mr. Arief as one of our source persons. I'm delighted that we could gather here in this incredible event, though virtually, to improve and broaden our knowledge. I would also like to give my deepest appreciation for all CEEC members who have been working hard to realize this event. I hope that everybody who gathers here today will be able to reap the benefits of your incredible effort. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to say that for years, CEEC has been very supportive circle for GCE officers to develop our English skills. Since CEEC was established on February 14, 2017. It is with deep gratitude to CEEC members for me to say that we have been successfully conducting several education activities, what Gali says before, such as these talks, sharing sessions, general English class, and also TOEFL prediction test. And I hope we can conduct it again for the future after this pandemic to support the GCE's mission to be the world's leading customs and excise institution, as English is one of the skills one should acquire to be able to thrive globally. In this opportunity, I would also like to invite the GCE officers to join CEEC in their respective offices to make sure that this family will always grow and flourish. I'm sure that CEEC is a positive and supportive community that is beneficial for your growth as an individual and also as a customs officer. Ladies and gentlemen, lastly, I would like to say thank you to the source person, Mr. Arief Rachman, to spare his time to have a talk with us today. I'm sure that we will learn a lot from him. Also, to all the participants, I hope you could enjoy and reap the utmost benefit of this event. Have a good talks. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you very much, Mr. President, Mr. Muhsin Hussein, for the very wonderful speech. I know that we already missed a lot of, we truly missed of having this kind of discussion. And I think it's a very good start for us to have a comeback and conduct further discussions or sharing sessions or any fruitful events, and yeah, improve our English as well. So joining with us from Brussels, I think we already have Mr. Arief Rachman. How are you, sir?
Hello, alhamdulillah, fine. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Sorry for being late. I just accompanied my child to go to school. Yeah.
Thank you, Mas Arief.
No one is too late, sir. No one is
No
late.
one is too late.
We
Okay,
just,
great.
we are just a bit early from you.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
yeah. How's the weather in Brussels, sir?
Right now it's a little bit cold, but not yet winter. Yeah, it's still around 10, yes, 10 degrees Celsius. It's a little bit, and also it's raining. Right now it's raining, and usually Brussels is a kind of like famous of rain. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Almost, yeah. Almost every day in this season, yeah, in this was fall, yeah, fall term. Usually the weather going bad, sometimes rain hard, but it's enjoyable. You should come. You should come here.
All right. I will. After hearing the invitation from Parif, then I will wait for the ticket for for the ticket to the to Brussels, and I will patiently wait for the notification in my email. So where is
Okay.
Mr. Arif's ticket?
So
Something like that.
you have finance attaché here. I think
Ah,
I
yes.
could send you invitation.
Yes, of course. Then I will ask Pak Mufti to send me a ticket as well, probably. All right.
Thank you.
So if it is okay for you, we can start the introduction. I will read your CV. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I will. First, I will.
Previously, can you make me as co-host, because I would
okay.
like to share something. Yeah.
Sure. Help you with that one, Mr. Brian. If you could make Pak Arief as the co-host as well. Okay. It's already, you are already a co-host, so you
Okay,
can
great.
also
Thank
share.
you.
But firstly, before we start the discussion, I would like to briefly introduce Mr. Arief Rachman, if that's okay with you, sir. We'll
Yeah,
read your CV, and then we will continue the discussion, and you can also present your pointers as well. So, Mr. Arief Rachman was born in Pekalongan City. He is married with 3 children, and now there you go. And his objective is focus on target and enrich life with patience and prayer, then life will become easier. Wow, that is very nice quote from you, sir. And as the experience from since January 1st, 2021 until present, Mr. Arief is the agricultural attaché for the Indonesian Embassy in Brussels, Belgium. And in 2019 until 2020, he was the Assistant Deputy Director for Non-Asian Cooperation in the International Cooperation Bureau, Ministry of Agriculture. And in 2016 until 2019, he's the Assistant Deputy Director for United Nations Cooperation, still in the Ministry of Agriculture. And he is he possessed two 2 master's degree of Applied Economics from Pajajaran University, Bandung, Indonesia, and Master of Arts in International University of Japan, Niigata. So, yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And also, and his mother language is Indonesian, of course, and his second language is English. So I think that would be all for the introduction. And if you are ready, sir, I will give you the floor for the next agenda, the presentation for the speaker with the topic of Indonesia's export on agricultural products. Okay, so Mr. Arief, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pak Kale, dear colleagues, the committee and member of Indonesian Custom and Excise English Club. Oh, I think this is very good, yeah, very good organization in this Ministry of Finance, in the Custom and Excise. Perhaps just one, yeah, because other in my ministry, I come from Ministry of Agriculture. We do not have this kind of organization. And also my dear colleagues from regional office of custom and excise from all part of Indonesia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. On the outset, let me take this opportunity to deliver my sincere gratitude to the committee for giving me this opportunity to share and discuss agriculture matter. Please let me share my screen.
Yes, we can see it, sir.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
So, wait. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Before I proceed, as earlier explained by the moderator, Pak Gale, let me introduce again myself. I'm from Ministry of Agriculture, and right now I'm being posted in Brussels as Agriculture Attaché, the Embassy of Indonesia. I'm born in Pekalongan, and perhaps you know, yeah, the Batik City, almost 44 years ago. And my term in Ministry of Agriculture previously, as mentioned earlier, I am in charge in cooperation with United Nations agencies, such as Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, perhaps you know, yeah. And the other is International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, and World Food Program, WFP. Those three organizations based in Rome, so we call it Rome-based agencies. And then also I moved to another section, non-ASEAN cooperation, comprising IMTGT, perhaps you know also, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand Growth Triangle, and also for Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, East ASEAN Growth Area, or BIM-EAGA, and also for the Islamic Islamic Organization for Food Security of the Organization of Islamic Conference, or IUFS, OIC. And I graduated from IBB University and also from International University of Japan. Perhaps you know, yeah, because in my term there in IUJ, there are some colleagues from Ministry of Finance. I think most of us, it is the famous favorite university, I think, because the cheaper living there, yeah, living expense there is cheaper than other part of Japan, yeah. That is my introduction, and then we move to the introduction for what is European Union. I believe you have known the European Union, the EU. It is a supranational cooperation. Supranational is above nation. So they give their sovereignty, some of their sovereignty, the member states give some of their sovereignty to this cooperation. So we call it a supranational cooperation. Based in Brussels, Belgium, where Arief right now. And the cooperation actually formed in 1951. 1951 to end the conflict, usually ended by war. So usually European countries in the past years, they got war. They did war with each other. Yeah. So this organization is formed because they want to end the war. The first name of this organization is called the European Coal and Steel Community, ECSC, and develop again, and then it became European Economic Community in 1993, and then in 1993 it became to the name right now, European Union or the EU. Yeah, at the beginning, the ECSC, the steel and coal and steel community at the beginning, it's signed, the cooperation signed by 6 countries. So the founding fathers of the EU is 6 countries. They are Germany, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg. So as you can see, almost all of them is in the western part of Europe. Yeah. So they are the founding father of this organization, and then later on the other 27 member states joined the cooperation. Okay, and then here where I live, yeah, I live in Brussels in Belgium. As one of the founding fathers, Belgium is chosen as the capital of the EU. This country is very unique. What is the uniqueness of this country? Because there are 3 languages here, but the most 2 is Dutch and French. Yeah, so there are 3 regions here: Flanders, Brussels, and Wallonia. Flanders people usually speak in Dutch, and Wallon usually speak in French. But in Brussels, here in the capital of Belgium, they speak 2. Also in everything, in traffic sign, in the government offices, the signs in those places usually in bilingual in those 2 language, Dutch and French. And a small part in Wallon, they speak German. Usually this is near to German border. And there are some places that's, I think, if you visit Brussels, you have to go. It's the 6 most visit in Brussels. The first is Cinquantenaire, is kind of park with a historical building, and then also Royal Palace, where the king, because Belgium is a kingdom, not republic, but a kingdom. Here in Royal Palace, the kingdom live. And also Mondes Arts is also park with a beautiful garden there. And Grand Place, we call it Grand Place, yeah, not Grand Place, yeah, or Grand Place, yeah. It is the I think the magnet of Brussels. You can find your souvenir there with a cheaper price. Yeah, and there is also Atomium and also Mannequin Piece. Mannequin Piece is, I think, also you will be amazed. Yeah, when you come to there, what is Mannequin Piece, and you will see a small statue there. But it is the interesting thing. People want to visit again and again to Brussels just to just to see this mannequin piece. Okay, that is for introduction, and then let us begin with the material. Yeah, it's the EU. So I divided this presentation into 5 chapters. The first is EU attractiveness. Second is challenges, European Green Deal. The third, competitiveness in agriculture sector. And the fourth, short benchmarking. And the last is alternative input from custom and excise. Yeah. The first is why the EU is attractive, why the EU is the magnet for every country in the world to send their product, to export their product here. Because the first is, it is a very big and attractive market, a single market with 27 member states, with a 516 million population, almost double than Indonesia compared to Indonesian population. And also, it is the second biggest GDP, yeah, gross development in the world, at 17.9 trillion US dollar in 2020, and the GDP per capita is around 40,000 US dollar. You can compare it with Indonesia right now. I think 2021, yeah, is around 4,000. So it is almost tenfold than us. And also, the other thing is the European Union is also the second biggest importer of goods and services after US. So you can imagine with the big population and also with the high GDP per capita, high income, they are very much attractive to other countries to sell their premium product to this country. There are 27, as you can see, the red dot here. The red dot. Okay, the red dot here is the member of the European Union. Okay, and then the second chapter is challenges. There is a regulation name is European Green Deal, or EGD. EGD is a regulation that created by EU to become a climate neutral region. So EU will make this region as a climate neutral in 2050. The climate neutral is a condition that there is a balance between greenhouse gases emission in the region and the capability of the region to absorb the emission, the gas. Yeah. So it is very, very high target, yeah, for them, but they are confident. They are very confident. The interim target is 55% GHG reduction in 2030, and the regulation followed by issuing or revising 26 regulations. Among others are regulation on deforestation, free supply chain. So why EU is confident? Because the EU claim they have a successful reduction at 23% in the emission level by maintaining economic growth. So the economic growth still continue up to 60% during the period of 1990 to 2018. So this boosts the EU confidence. So EU is very confident that they can manage, they can achieve their target, their climate target. Yeah, it will be a next success for them. Yeah, while still maintaining their economic growth. Yeah. And also there is a growing greening paradigm in the EU politics that has not been only promoted by the green parties, but also been mainstreamed by all EU political groups. So if the parties do not carry out a green agenda, they will potentially be abandoned by its constituents. So the constituents will leave this party. That's why a green paradigm is everywhere here. And the second regulation is regulation on deforestation-free supply chain. It's aimed to reducing imported goods sourced from deforested or degraded lands. The goods, the targeted goods are palm oil, soybean, wood, coffee, cacao, beef, and it's still in the consultation. It's still in the process. It will be added by rubber, pigment, and paper. Right now, the situation is still on the process of legislation in the EU headquarters in Brussels. Yeah. So what is European Green Deal? The detail of European Green Deal. There are eight. Yeah, there are eight strategy for them to achieve the targets. The first is increasing the EU climate ambition for 2030. As I mentioned, the 2030 will be the midterm for them. Yeah. And then supplying clean energy, supplying clean, affordable, and secure energy. So right now they are planning to have like electric vehicle for all of for their mobility. Yeah. And then mobilizing industry for a clean and circular economy, building, renovating in an energy and resource in efficient way. Yeah. A zero pollution ambition for a toxic-free environment, preserving and restoring ecosystem and biodiversity, and farm to fork, a fair, healthy, environmentally friendly food system, and accelerating the shift to sustainable and smart mobility. So the other countries that are interested in the EU market, they are willing to export their good, their product, they have to follow the standard of the region. So EU become a global norm setting and also a global regulatory forum. Why? Because their norm, their regulatory will be followed by other countries that are willing to export their product to EU. Yeah. And in relation with my task here as agriculture attaché, so I focus on the farm to fork strategy, part of the European Green Deal regulation. In the farm to fork strategy, they set four strategy. The first is sustainable food production, and then sustainable food processing and distribution. So the production itself, yeah, from the on farm should be sustainable, and then sustainable food processing and distribution. So from farm to the destination countries, so it should be sustainable as well. So processing and the distribution, and then sustainable food consumption. So it should be served in a sustainable manner. And the last one in food loss and waste prevention. There are these are four strategies that constitute the farm to fork strategy. So the farm to fork strategy aims to establish a healthy and sustainable food production and consumption system. So not just production and also consumption system in the region. To achieve these goals, the EU will, the first is tighten food safety standard for agricultural commodities entering the EU market. So it is common, yeah, because they will, they are the norm setting, the norm setups, yeah. And then they will strengthen traceability aspect, because they want that every food that they eat, they want it come from a sustainable farm. So it is the traceability aspect is also for product distribution in EU for primary product, process, or semi-processed product. So the buyers in the EU must be able to trace their production processes. So this regulation actually the target is for the buyers, for the companies in EU. But of course, because the company in EU buy their good from other countries, the other countries also should follow this regulation. Yeah, the source should follow the regulation. And the last one is EU will standardize the packaging and labeling for food product, including nutritional information. And then the third chapter is about Indonesian competitiveness in agriculture sector. So first of all, I would like you to know about our export to EU. So these are the overall export from Indonesia to EU. The first one is palm oil, the biggest one. It is the first biggest export from Indonesia to EU, palm oil, and then the second one is footwear. Third is rubber, followed by electrical machineries, iron or steel, other metal ore, clothes and apparel, tin, chemicals, and aluminum. So in the 10 biggest export from Indonesia to EU, agriculture from agriculture is the first and the third. Yeah, the first and the third. Yeah, the first and the third. And there is an increase, yeah, for the export from Indonesia's non-oil and gas export to the EU were recorded at 16.18 billion US dollar in 2021, an increase around 24% compared to 2020. The increase in export was the highest in the last 10 years. However, the average overall export from 2012 to 2020 tends to expand downward. So actually, it is the increase is highest, but actually we have a decreasing trend, yeah, for export. Meanwhile, in the same period, the trend of Indonesia's import from the EU continued to decline. So both sides is also declined. So our export to EU decline, and also the export from EU to Indonesia also decline. That's why Indonesia and the EU are willing to finish the Indonesia and EU Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, EU-CEPA. Yeah. And from the agriculture sector, this is the 10 biggest export in the agriculture, from agriculture to the EU. The first is palm oil, yeah. So HS code 15. The second is rubber, HS code 40, and then residue and waste from the food industry, prepared animal fodder. This is from palm kernel shell. Yeah, also the same as palm oil. Yeah, the source from palm oil as well. And the fourth is coffee, tea, and spices. HS code 09. And the fifth is cocoa and cocoa preparation. The sixth, fish and crustacean. Yeah, HS code 03. And then followed by preparation of vegetables, fruits, nuts, and tobacco, and edible preparation and edible fruit nuts and others. Yeah. So here the export from agriculture sector to EU, if I calculate it in my calculation, is around 5.3 billion euro. Yeah, and the value is, yeah, and the volume is more than 5 million ton. The first is we will talk about the palm oil. What is our competitiveness? Yeah, here is the exporter to EU for palm oil. Yeah, the first is Indonesia. The second, the biggest, is Malaysia, and then Philippines, Singapore, and etc. Yeah, and from total ASEAN countries to EU for this vegetable oils is 40%, and Indonesia constitute 20%, and Malaysia 14%. Yeah, so our competitiveness is here for the palm oil. The first is increasing demand on vegetable oil, because until right now the palm oil is still the most competitive one, the cheapest one. Yeah, so the other competitiveness is more competitive than other vegetable oils. The third is high yielded vegetable oil, yeah, and then the fourth is abundance of land. We have many land, and the fifth, around 53% of land managed by big companies. This is the data from ISPO committee. Yeah, and the sixth is number one producer in the world. Yeah, and the seven is 6.9 million of smallholders for on-farm activities. That's why we need the government intervention. So actually, the driver for this palm oil sector, actually the driver is coming from the industry. Yeah, because around 53% of the land managed by big companies. Perhaps you know, yeah, like Wilmar, Sinarmas, others. And the second one is rubber, yeah, HS code 4. It is in the EU, we rank the 11. So actually we got the third place in the EU. The first place is Malaysia, 13.9%, and then followed by Thailand, 8%, and Indonesia, 4%. This is the EU rank, yeah. We still have competitiveness here, but perhaps the in my understanding there is a problem of productivity, but still our product is can compete with others, because there is still increasing demand on natural rubber, yeah, and also we have abundance of land, and also around 67% of the land managed by big companies. As I mentioned, if the big companies enter the industry, so usually it will become more efficient, and will be good for the economy. And then the third is palm oil kernel, yeah, the residue and waste from the food industry prepared animal fodder. This is mainly from palm oil kernel. So our competitiveness is the same as palm oil. Indonesia here become the number one, even though we are still small. From ASEAN countries, we just got almost 5% export to EU, and Indonesia constitute 2.5%. So this is very small, our export here, but still it is the third biggest export from agriculture. And then the fourth biggest is coffee, tea, and spices, with the HS code is 09. In the EU, we have the rank 11. Yeah. The first one is Vietnam. Yeah. As you can see here, Vietnam almost almost four times than us. Yeah. They constitute 10%, and ours just 2.6%. And this is our comparison with others. Yeah, the other big 11 big coffee, tea, spices exporter to the EU. The first one is Brazil, which is almost 9 times than us, than Indonesia, and then Switzerland. I think Switzerland also not coming from itself; it's coming from the other country as well. And then Vietnam, and Honduras, Colombia, India, China, Peru, Uganda, Ethiopia, and come to Indonesia. So our competitiveness is here. Oh, I'm sorry, here increasing demand on coffee, tea, spices, not cocoa bean, yeah, sorry. And we have abundance of land, but the challenges is for these commodities. The first is low productivity. you can compare it. Indonesia just produce here almost 1/4 from Vietnam. So actually our productivity also like that. So the overall productivity for this commodity, like for coffee, we just in 1 hectare of land we can produce around 800 kilos. But Vietnam, they can produce almost 2 until 3 tons. That's why they're more productive than us. This is for HS code 09, and then we come to the cocoa. Cocoa Indonesia export to EU is the first one in ASEAN, among ASEAN countries. Yeah, but compared to other country, if we look at the 10 biggest exporter to EU, we are number 8. You can see from Ghana or Cote d'Ivoire, they almost more than 10 times, 20 times than us. And then Ghana also more than 8 times than us. United Kingdom usually from other countries as well. Nigeria, Cameroon, Ecuador. So we still need intervention from the government here. The big problem is as other commodity, as coffee, tea, and others, we have low productivity and also low margin for farmers. That's why the farmers have a low motivation to implement good agricultural practices, and also low yield seed. Yeah, so the seed is not the high quality, high yield seed. That's why the productivity of the seed is not good as well. And then we come to the 4th chapter, such benchmarking. So from the 10 commodities, yeah, here is the 10 commodities that's I would like to compare with. Yeah, compared to other ASEAN countries, yeah, from Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. Actually, the total of the 10 HS here, the first one is Malaysia, and the second one Indonesia, and the third one is Vietnam. Why Malaysia is the biggest exporter for agricultural product to the EU? Because if I look at the detailed data, they just focus on two big product. The first is palm oil, and one is HS code 15. 15 is 15 palm oil as well. Rubber and palm oil. Yeah, 40 and 15. So rubber and palm oil. So Malaysia just focus on these two products, rubber and palm oil, and they can surpass us. Yeah, their export is bigger than us. Yeah. We are almost champion in all the HS code, but not the best one. Yeah. But not the best one. Yeah. Okay. So this is our short benchmarking, and then as you can see in this table, rubber, the total EU import from third countries is around 23, and from ASEAN is 6.8. Yeah. So and also the palm oil as well, and the spices. So Malaysia, they focus on just two, and then they can Malaysia can defeat us. Yeah. This is our short benchmarking. This is just my idea. I think we can have a discussion later. And then the last one of my presentation is what is my suggestion. Yeah, just it is open for discussion. Yeah, we can have discuss all this. So my idea is the first is what the custom and excise can do is border safeguard. So hand in hand with our agency, Indonesian agency for quarantine, agriculture quarantine in the border to protect domestic market from any threat, including pests and smuggling of agricultural product. And then the is to ease the export process, to support and ease an export process, in particular for agriculture product. And then the third one is about social responsibility. I think you can make a project to empower agriculture small scale enterprises to export their potential product, because I know that you are coming from any part of Indonesian, and any part of Indonesian actually have their premium product, agriculture premium product. That's, I think it will be worth it to try, yeah, to export to other countries. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much. I give back the screen to moderator, Pak Gali. Thank you, Pak Gali.
Thank you very much, Pak Arief Rachman. It was a very comprehensive and very insightful. I think we already get a very good update from you on how the situation in Europe, especially with the current condition on exports and products that we are currently, how do you say it, champion as the as the current situation. So thank you very much. And several points that I could might highlight is that Indonesia is boosting their exports. So probably if I also read that in 2045 Indonesia is going to be the food barn of the world, lumbung pangan dunia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We call it food self-sufficient. Food self-sufficient. Yeah. So we can produce all of our food needs. Yeah. By our own. And also we would like to be like food source for export to other countries.
Yes, I think that it's going to be a very challenging achievement.
Yeah.
But it's very achievable, and I think we are very optimistic for achieving in the 2045. So next, I will invite all the participants. The next session would be a discussion, Q&A session, if you would like to say that as well. So 30 minutes of discussions, and I will invite two participants to raise your hand and deliver your question, and then Pak Arief will answer the question. So participants, please.
Yeah. So the disclaimer, yeah, if I can answer, I will answer, but if I can, I will email you.
No worries, sir. This should be a very relaxed discussion. So I hope the participants will not deliver a very strategic question, something like that, or very serious one. So yeah, okay. If you would like to raise your hand, ladies and gentlemen, on this topic, I think it's a very interesting topic.
Yeah. So I heard also from my colleague, Pak Mufti, that some of you have like empowering program, in your office, in your office. And then I think that is a very good one.
Yes.
Good one. Yeah.
You mean like the gender empowering program?
Yeah,
something
gender
like that?
empowering,
Yes.
gender empowering or product empowering. Like you
Export
make
clinics.
a facilitation or assistant to smallholder, small entrepreneur, in particular for agriculture, in your office, in the region of your office. And then I think
Yes,
that's
yes,
a good
yes.
idea. You can connect to buyers, in the from foreign countries. I think that's very, because you have 5 finance attaché, right?
Yes.
Five finance attachés. So I think it's a very big opportunities for you to to have them facilitate you, to have them assist you in export your colleague, your team, your empowered team.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
a good idea as well.
Thank you very much for the compliment. Yes, we are actually in several offices. We also did like an export clinic, something like that. And
Export clinic. Oh, the name is export clinic. Well, that's good
Yep.
name.
different
Such a good
different
name.
different office, different terms, but it delivers the same idea. But yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm still inviting the participants who would like to deliver your questions or views or anything that relates with the presentation.
If
Hello,
you
afternoon.
Okay.
hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
I'm Mayana.
Hi, Miss Meana.
Hi.
Mr.
Sorry,
Brian,
I'm late for the. Sorry, I'm late for the
No worries.
joining.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah. Actually, Pak Arief, thank you for your presentation. Also, Pak Galih, ya.
Yes.
Regarding for the details for the agri, maybe I will subject for the agri, ya. I'm with the team. We'll preparing for the holding agri and the business all the pangan. Bahasa Indonesianya itu adalah untuk jagung, sayur-sayuran, dan juga beberapa pangan-pangan yang dilakukan oleh para petani di wilayah Serang dan juga Bandung. Aku campur bahasa Indonesia boleh ya?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
We are still Indonesian, but the forum is actually in English. So
Yeah, sorry.
I think it would be best for you
one
to
by
deliver.
one, I don't know.
Yeah. Sure.
Translator.
But no worries. We are Indonesian, so Indonesian are very tolerant person.
Okay.
Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Oke. Dari meskipun saya tadi merasa telat, tapi saya sedikit mengerti dari yang Pak Arief presentasikan. Karena slide by slide Bapak juga sampaikan di meeting Zoom ini juga. Saya dari salah satu perusahaan, saya sampai September kemarin dari salah satu perusahaan yang memang bergerak di bidang agri, coal, dan mineral. Tapi di sini saya mencoba untuk terjun dengan teman-teman yang sebenarnya saya nggak punya banyak banget ilmu atau bisnisnya ya Pak. Dengan tadi saya mendengar presentasi Bapak membuat saya banyak pertanyaan gitu. Karena beberapa klien-klien yang sudah mencoba investment dengan kita, which is investor-investor kecil dan investor besar memberikan challenge juga ke kita. Saya hanya bertiga di dalam holding ini. Ya masih kecil-kecilan lah. Belum punya apa-apa, tidak dengan modal apa-apa, hanya menggunakan modal pengalaman dan pikiran, maka kita mendapatkan hasil dengan maaf bahasanya rupiah, seperti itu. Nah, tapi ada beberapa pertanyaan dan permintaan dari klien-klien baru, mereka membutuhkan membutuhkan pengiriman dan kebutuhan dari sedotan dari bentuknya adalah, bentar Pak, saya ambil baca nih jadinya. Rempah-rempah, sedotan purun atau sedotan bambu, dan produk-produk seperti kopi. Kiranya kalau kayak gitu-gitu tuh di Indonesia sendiri itu sudah adakah? Terus kalau kita memberikan ekspor impor itu tuh sudah boleh atau belum? Terus lebih ke mana ya sebaiknya kalau buat kita pemula? Maaf ya Pak kalau agak menjauh dari
I
dari
understand.
yang
I understand your question. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So for perhaps I can directly answer, Pak Kali.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
You can directly answer. After that, I will invite another participants.
Thank you. So thank you, Ibu Mayana.
Yeah.
I think the first one that your company should do is to register to the competent authority. So like for bamboo and other agriculture product, yeah, you can register your product. If your product is processed, yeah, so you have to register to BPOM. But if your product is fresh one, you can register to, I think for vegetables, yeah, you can register to Bapana right now, the food agency, National Food Agency. Previously, Bapanas belonged to Ministry of Agriculture, but right now they have separated from us. So right now the issuance of the certification is coming from this agency, and they have like a regional agency. In Indonesian term is OKKPD, Otoritas Kompeten, OKKPD, Otoritas Kompeten, Otoritas Kompeten Keamanan Pangan Daerah.
OKKPD. I will check. OKKPD.
OKKPD.
Okay.
So you have to register your product either to OKKPD or to BPOM. Yeah, for the fresh one to OKKPD, and for the processed one to BPOM. And then so that is for the first step, and then the second step, of course, you have to follow the if your product is processed product, you have to follow HACCP, HACCP certification. HACCP certification, so it will safeguard, it will ensure that your product is safe for food for people. I think that's and I think it is not expensive. All of the registration and certification is not expensive.
Noted, Pak. Okay, thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you for the questions delivered and also the answers from Pak Arief. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Nyoman Nwaba. Hi, how are you, sir?
Hello, Mr. Galias. I'm good.
Really
Thank
good.
you for the opportunity.
Really good to see you after a while.
Yeah, after a while, yes, exactly.
Yes. Okay, so please deliver your question, Mr. Nyoman.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Gali. Thank you, Mr. Arief, for your presentation. It's there's that's new information for me, and it's a very comprehensive, because you showing us the data and then give us the suggestion to the custom in Indonesia. And I want to focus with the alternative inputs that on your presentation. It is the social responsibility, like to make a project of empowering agriculture, small scale enterprise to export their potential product. Actually, as I know, I'm posted in Ngurah Rai in Bali. there's some of what the name, like the unicorn in agriculture in Bali. For example, like Bali Organic Subak. They already have the what the name, sustained production, and then they sell the product through the marketplace, and then they already export the product from Bali to mostly to the Asian country, such as the fruits, mangosteen, dragon fruits. But as I know, it's not much they export to EU country, but they are in process because they're already in a good hands with the agriculture quarantine and then the Ministry of Agriculture. They are already in good hands to get the what the name support. We are custom just a part of it, and then some of what the name, small agriculture in Bali, they want to export their product because foreign people is already consume their product when they come into Bali as a tourism, and then they find like the traditional herb, the what the name, the organic vegetables, and they really enjoying to consume that kind of agriculture product in Bali, still in a what the name, small scale. But when they want to what the name, want to start to export the product, somehow there is no what the name, tariff barrier, but somehow the regulation in a receiving country, because they are small business, they are small agriculture business, somehow as I know, for example, in EU country, if you want to export product in agriculture, you must have certain certificate. But they are small industry. They are really small industry, but they're sustain. Like they are like make a product really not the mass production. They make the product is really have what the name, the local value, and then they working in the small village. But when they want to export the product, somehow the regulation in the receiving country requests kind of certificate, and certification, like you said before. Of course, the big company, the big industry, they can afford the certificate, but for a small scale agriculture or something like that, they still what the name, struggling to get the certificate if they want to export the product. So maybe Mr. Arief can give the suggestion, because I'm working as like Mr. Gali said, we have a clinic export in custom. In daily basis, I meet up with what the name, with our stakeholder. They asking about how to export product and everything, and then of course I need to add get some information for this, because it's like you said before, Indonesia is still not the first in Asian country. But if you can give us kind of the information for a small business in agriculture, so they can export the product to the EU country, maybe in a small quantity, not too much, but they want to do that, like sustain, and then if the market in EU already accepting the product, maybe can be bigger. Yeah, maybe that's my question. Thank you, Mr. Arief. Thank you, Mr. Gali.
Please go ahead, sir, if you would like to answer directly.
Thank you very much, Pak Nyoman from Bali. That's why I think you should be there, Pak Nyoman. You should be there, because you know that in every country, every destination country for export, the food safety is their highest, their utmost, their utmost right. It is their right to have their food is safe for them to eat. For us as well, of course we don't want to eat food that will be dangerous for our health, right? So that is their right to make a certain certification standard. That's why you should be there. You should be there, because I know that for organic it's very much expensive. It's very expensive. I think around 300 million, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, just for 1 year. I can imagine if the good, the return is not good, it's not it's very difficult. So in my opinion, you should combine for the certificate. You should combine not just one smallholder, but you should combine I think around 100 or 300 or even more smallholder, so that they can get the one certification. But of course, they should be in one what do you say, farmers organization. Yeah. So I think that's a good idea. And for 300 person, I think, yeah, they can bear the cost. Yeah, or 100 person, they can bear the cost. But if it is small, so you should increase the volume. You should either the volume of the product or the population, the farmer to be join the organization. So that is the first thing, because you know that, yeah, as I said, yeah, food safety is the highest focus, the highest regulation. Yeah, that's all country they will have, they shall have, because if they don't, they can. Yeah, it's not good for them. Yeah, but I think in your case, because you live in Bali, that is another opportunity compared to other region. Yeah, because your region is famous for visitor, famous for tourism, so tourists can can experience the culinary there, the handicraft there. So it is like our window, our shopping window. So it is good for you, I think, to maintain this small project. And my suggestion is that you can make the community bigger, so that's in terms of efficiency, in terms of the economics, it can be achieved. Yeah, so it will be cheaper because usually it will be divided by each of the member of the organization. But thank you very much, Pak Nyoman, for your endeavor, for your effort for us. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Arief. Is that answering your question, Mr. Nyoman?
Yeah. Thank you very much. So yeah, like you said before, some small farmer, they already make the what we call in our koperasi, they make a small company together to make sharing costs to make the certification. Because that you said before, the certification is need somehow they still take the cost for the certification is a real cost, but actually that's investment. If they get the certification, even they lost the money, that's kind of the investment they need to do to continue to business. And somehow in a small business, if we talking about the cost to get the certificate, they take it first like it's not the what the name. They still focus on the cost, but they not see the bigger one, like this cost will be what the name to make the company can be more bigger, but this still focused on the cost to make the certification.
Yeah. So the problem is who will bear the cost. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Mr.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for the discussion. It's a very enjoyable and very fruitful. And
wait.
Okay.
One more. Well, I think you can also ask. I don't know whether it is suitable to your code, ethical code. Yeah, you can ask a big company for their CSR. Usually, the big company, they have like corporate social responsibility, fund that can give to anyone, and you can have like this company, small company can make a proposal, and then I think that's because I know that's every importer, you have the data for the importer there on, and also the exporter. And I think you can make a link between this big company to the small scale enterprise. Yeah, that's perhaps the other idea.
Thank you very much.
Very fruitful, sir, and very insightful. Right now, we still have 2 questions from the chat box, and one person is also raising his hands. But first, I will direct the question from Ms. Tunjung in the chat box. So first of all, thank you for your excellent presentation. And I'm sorry, Pak Arief, I'm still on the road, so I can only chat in the chat box. So the question is, in your opinion, what can we take as a lesson from Vietnam as a new emerging economy in leaping their competitiveness in agriculture? Thank you for your answer. So what is your opinion, sir?
Yeah, I think it is yeah, very political question. Yeah. Yeah, I think why Vietnam become the new emerging economies in ASEAN countries, yeah, among ASEAN countries, because perhaps the first is their political system. Yeah, it's different with us. Yeah, they are communists. They like you. Yeah, like in custom and excise, they top down. So every regulation will be easy for them to be implemented. Yeah, yes, and they just make the regulation like, oh, this place for food estate, for coffee plantation, this land for other plantation. They can make it easily compared to us. Yeah, that's why it's and also the first is political, yeah, and then the second one is about investment ecosystem. Yeah, I think investment ecosystem there because yeah, fortunately they have a good leader in Vietnam, bright leader, so that's why the leader can make the regulation that promote investment in the country. I think that's why. And but I think right now our strategy, yeah, also we can learn from Vietnam, because they right now Vietnam and EU they have Vietnam EU comprehensive partnership. So if Vietnam export their product to EU, there is no cost, yeah, no additional cost there, no, what do you say, custom, yeah, custom, no tax, yeah, no customs duties, yeah, no custom duties there. So it makes their product more competitive in the EU market. But also in the destination country, but in their domestic one, they implement like total football. If they have a plan to make like coffee plantation there or spices plantation there, they can implement all the good agricultural practices there, because it is a top-down regulation. The government supervise it, and the result is like now is they're becoming one of emerging economies in the ASEAN countries. And if I'm not mistaken, also among ASEAN countries in agriculture, perhaps Vietnam is still below us. Yeah, the number three. But in total export from ASEAN countries to EU, Vietnam is number 1. And also, Vietnam also the number 1 exporter from ASEAN countries to US market. What is their biggest export? The big export is manufacture product, because manufacturer have high value added compared to agriculture. Right now, perhaps in EU market, if you see some of iPhone, Samsung is made in Vietnam. I think in Indonesia as well, some of Samsung, iPhone made in from Vietnam. Yeah, that is the goodness of their leader, because it is communist country, so it depends on their leaders there. Okay, perhaps I can answer. That can be your answer.
Thank you very much. So yeah, I think responding to your answer, the political support is very crucial in this part. So yeah, I think if since the Vietnam is actually communist, and if you say no, then the government will do something for you, something like that.
Yeah, and it will be disappeared.
And something like that, and I hope not, but I hope not. Okay, so thank you for the answer. I hope that will answer Ms. Tunjung's question. Next, I would like to invite, before we jump into the chat box again, I think I would like to invite Mr. Edwin from Atambua to deliver his question. So go ahead, Mr. Edwin.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Gali. Good afternoon, everyone, especially Mr. Musin Hussein and Mr. Arief Rachman. Good afternoon. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Edwin. I'm from Bandung, and I have been working in Atambua Custom and Excise for almost 3 years. I would like to ask about the current issues that most farmers have. Sorry if this a little bit out of context, but I think this is important to discuss. I have read a lot of articles that a lot of farmers complain about the price of fertilizer and seeds. I just worry that this would be affected their productivity because, as already mentioned on the slide, that our challenge is the first is about the low productivity. This is one of the we need to concern about. In my opinion, this is the basic thing that we should solve first, because pushing the export of agricultural products is another thing. And so I would like to ask how to solve this, and do you have any idea? And I know this is not fully our tanggung jawab penuh kita, because there are also
responsibility,
responsibility, because there are also Ministry of Agriculture, I don't know what to say, etc. Because we need to export, we need to we want to export, we need to build optimism for the farmers. There's a lot of farmers desperate about their job. So how can we compete with other countries if still not solved until now? Thank you.
Yeah.
Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Edwin. Well, you are from far away, the eastern, the almost eastern part, just compared to other region, thank you. I think the question about fertilizer and seed is that is the both issue is the biggest challenges for us, because the first fertilizer is, it is a political commodity in Indonesia. So it is not Ministry of Agriculture that have the own regulation of this, but it also depend on the House of Representatives, and also I think from your Ministry of Finance as well. So it depends on both three parties, Ministry of Agriculture as the user, House of Representatives, because they sign the bill, right, and also Ministry of Finance, and the problem happen when the farmers need fertilizer. Somehow fertilizer disappear from the market. It's happened in almost in everywhere, in everywhere, yeah. But right now, you know that in our ministry we have like a task force, food task force. Yeah. Right now in Ministry of Agriculture, we established food task force consisted of policemen from police. Yeah. One of my colleagues from high school joined this task force. So we hope that by establishing this task force for food, we can solve this problem. Disappearing fertilizer, disappearing fertilizer. That is for the fertilizer. And then the second is about the seed. Now, the problem of the seed is different with the fertilizer. The problem for the seed is the first is about the quality of the seed. Sometimes, you know, like sometimes there are many fraud in this. So false seeds, yeah, it's sometimes it claimed as a high quality seed, but actually it is not, and it is still happen here. So I think it's also become the responsibility of the task force, the food task force. Yeah. So yeah, right now, don't worry, Pak Edwin. Right now we still on the process, yeah, to solve the problem. The Ministry of Agriculture actually concerned about this issue. That's why we established food task force to this. And also, I think in Ministry of Agriculture there is you know, like penyidik PNS, yeah. What is in the English term, yeah. Yeah, penyidik PNS gitu ya. Yeah, we also have
investigator
that.
Probably, sir. I'm not really sure. Something like that. Yeah,
yeah, national, but it is not belong to it belong to Ministry of Agriculture, but it's a kind of investigator, yeah, national, yeah, government employee investigator. Yeah, so we hope that with these two tools, yeah, we can solve fertilizer and seed problem. And the last thing about the seed, for fertilizer, I think it is not a problem, because the source of fertilizer we do have, and also we can import from other country. But for seed, we have to make the ecosystem, because somehow, I don't know, I think the economy of the seed is not good for the actor in this industry. So it is not good for business, yeah, like that. So that's why perhaps the seed industry is not abundant, not much in Indonesia. Yeah, just not much, not many here. That's why it is difficult for us to improve our productivity. Not just for food crop, but also for estate crop. You know, the estate crop usually have bigger benefit, yeah, bigger profit, but still it is difficult to find a good seed, because yeah, if in my my guess that the ecosystem of this industry is not profitable like that. That's hopefully I can answer your question.
Okay, thank you very much, Pak Arief, for the answer. I hope that will answer the curiosity of Pak Edwin. Okay, so another question in the chat box. I would like to read from Ibu Te, I think, from Maluku Customs. So the question is, excuse me for asking through this channel due to another engagement. So this might be a cliche question you may have heard many times before, and apologies for a little bit of out of topic. So how will the Indonesian government respond to the EU's double standards on the set of principles or rules applied for the export of natural and energy resources, especially CPO and ferronickel exports. On the one hand, there are those who are concerned about sustainability or environmental degradation of Indonesian forests or ecosystems in the next 20 to 30 years. On the other hand, there are those who are concerned about the restriction of ferronickel exports by the Indonesian government for the sake of energy or natural resources supply. So that will be the question from Ibu Thea. Please go ahead, sir, if you would like
Yeah,
to.
thank you, Ibu Dea. So I think in this case there are two issues. Yeah, the first is about CPO. Right now, Indonesia have been sue EU for their regulation and in the WTO, and I think Indonesia will win. Yeah, inshallah we will win in this legal matter. And it is, I think it is a common, yeah, it's a common practice in international trade that if one country impose that regulation that will disturb the trade between the countries, and the countries that in the down position will sue the other parties. That is common, and actually it is not a double standard, yeah. And in my opinion, yeah, it is a common, because from EU thinking that the utmost interest is the interest of their people. So the highest interest of them is the interest of their people. So if it is the regulation, the product will damage to their people, in particular like CPO. CPO is a very good product. It is better than the vegetable oils produced in EU from sunflower or rapeseed, like that. So the farmers here, rapeseed and sunflower farmers, they go to the EU, and the EU implement regulation that will restrict our product, CPO product from Indonesia and from other countries. But I think it is a common, and Indonesia also it's common also if for Indonesia to sue the EU on this regulation. It is a common as well. So as well, on the other side for nickel, we have regulation. We have the president have a target to develop domestic industry that need the nickel, the resource. That's why the president restrict the export for this such product. It is a common also, and it is a common if the EU as the importer of ferronickel, this product, and sue Indonesia about this. It is a common as well. So, but yeah, in my opinion, yeah, in international trade, I think it's common if one party being disturbed by the other party, they can sue through the WTO forum. Yeah. So I think, and I hope this answer your question. Yeah. The others, and also you know that in EU, both sides, yeah, and environmentalists and also the growth supporter. There are two sides as well in EU, but right now in EU, environmentalists is the biggest, have their more constituent than the growth. So because right now, if you know that the climate change here in Europe is become more, become like last month we experienced heat wave. You can imagine that in EU we have degree until 40 40 degrees Celsius. You can perhaps you cannot imagine, but there is real happen here.
Perhaps
Even
you can cook egg
egg,
on the
yeah,
road, something
outside,
like
yeah,
that.
on set, yeah. We could do that. We could do that. 38 until 40 is common right now in EU, and even at night, the temperature is more than 30, around 32, 33. And the problem is in the European country, it is not common for them to build air conditioning. So it is not common for in the housing, in the apartment. It is not common for them to build air conditioner there, because they never experience high temperature. That's why it is not efficient. But right now, they have to manage that as well. So I think it is not for my opinion, it is not a double standard. Yeah, like America, also we call it double standard because we are being disturbed by this regulation. But for them, it is not this common. So actually, we can do that. In this case, by nickel, I think we can do that. But the problem is if we are losing in the struggle in the WTO, yeah, we have to face the consequences. That's part of international trade. Okay, I think that's.
Thank you for the answer and responding to your answers. Yes, the community on and the environment on diplomatic and political issues is always interesting for us, because if we implement this regulation and then people will the other counterparts might sue us or have an objection, something like that, and then they bring to the international forum, and we will have to what do you call it, the appellate body and everything, and it's very time consuming, but it's part of the I think that is the part of the dynamics of international trade. I can agree with that.
And resource consuming as well.
Yes, of course.
Very expensive.
Very expensive, very time consuming, energy consuming, and everything like that. Okay, so probably since we are running out of time, I would like to invite the last question, perhaps from the raise hand feature. I think I would like to invite my dear friend Aris. Aris, are you there?
Hello, Mas Gali.
Hello, how are you?
Perfect, Mas Gali. Look, I'm sorry about.
Okay, I can see the elephants, the rhinos, and also the orangutans. But nevertheless, I think the question and the discussion would be very interesting, other than the picture of those animals. So please go ahead. Please go ahead, Aris.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Terima kasih, thank you, Pak Arief, for the constructive and also fruitful presentation. And also, it's important topic. I because it's raising on my screen. Mas Gali, can you hear me?
I think a little bit lag, in your question.
Halo, Mas Gali, Pak Arief.
Okay, that will be fine. Okay, go ahead.
That's better.
Thank you. I said that I thank you for the constructive and also a fruitful presentation, Pak Arief. It was important topic for us. I'm Arief from Directorate of International Affairs, Indonesia Customs Headquarters in Jakarta. First of all, I've been following the discussion, and it's been very technical from what I sense. But now I I'd rather to ask probably a more general question, Pak Arief. This is from the policy maker point of view. We all know that Indonesia government, of course, has always been pursuing or promoting certain specific initiatives to enhance or empowering the export capacity to other countries and agricultural product in this regard. What I wonder, or what I want to know more is there any distinctive approach or challenge that the Indonesia government face in implementing or promoting these initiatives from our two agricultural product compared to other commodities? Is there any distinctive approach or challenge between these two commodities, agricultural in this regard and compared to other commodities? And what are they, or maybe you could give us a brief explanation or description, and what aspect that you think is that it still have potential to be fostered, pursued, or promote for a more enhanced export capacity from Indonesia government. Thank you, Arief. I hope I deliver my comprehensive. Yeah.
Thank you, Mbak Iris. I think perhaps because I'm from Ministry of Agriculture, so right now Ministry of Agriculture has implemented a program, we call it a food estate. So in one region, in one area, we plant a homogeneous product like mango, for instance. We built it in East Java area for mango, and also we built like mango and I think mangosteen in somewhere in Sumatra Island. I think that's one of our initiatives, a distinctive initiative, because you know that if we can have a big volume of product, we hope that the price of the product will be cheap. So if and also because it is big, the productivity is will be, we hope that it will be better as well. So we hope that the farmers will also gain more benefit, more profit of their cultivation. So this is the first one that I think good initiative from Ministry of Agriculture. And then the second one is like you actually we cooperate with Ministry of Trade. Ministry of Trade, we conduct like a business clinic as well. So in our ministry we have usually who did this is foreign agency in their region. They have a business clinic, I think the same as custom, and but it is still small, still small case. And the clinic, food estate, and also I think the easiness for registration. For registration, I think we have like one-stop services for if you want to register your seed, your new seed, your new fertilizer, organic fertilizer, like that. It will become much easier right now. And I think that's and for international market, I think the program from the Ministry of economic creative to make spice up the world. If not mistaken, spice up the world, yeah, by developing 4,000 warung, 4,000 culinary stores in abroad. I think that's also a good initiative, because you know yet that in particular in Europe, Indonesian culinary, even though we have abundant culinary taste, yeah, but it is not common here, just in the Netherlands. But in Belgium, it is very rare to find Indonesian store. Also in France, also it is not as much as those in the Netherlands, and also in other countries it's not much, yeah. But actually we do have like competitiveness edge, yeah. That's for instance rendang, or also I think yeah, Padang culinary. I think it's common here. Yeah, I think that is, in my opinion, that's a good idea. And the last one, I think about tourism. If we can invite tourists more to Indonesia, it will be our great opportunity to shopping window to display our product to them. That's why Bali right now there is a G20 meeting for agriculture ministries in Bali. It is a good opportunity for us to showcase our product. In my analysis, why Thailand, yeah, Thailand, because here in Brussels, in also in the Netherlands, in Belgium, in France, Thailandese restaurant is abundant. There are many Thailandese restaurant here. Why? Because many European citizens come to Thailand as a tourist. That's why boosting our tourist sector will be a good opportunity for us to also to showcase our product. If I ask those who go to our store, our culinary, our restaurant in the Netherlands, or and here in Brussels as well, we do have. If I ask them, usually they have once come to Indonesia. So I think tourist is a good one also for us. So we do hope that the custom and excise agency in the port can make easier and is for tourists to come visit to Indonesia as well. Yeah. Perhaps I hope that will satisfy your question.
Thank you,
Thank
Pak
you,
Arief.
Pak Arief.
Thank you very much, Pak Arief, for the answer, and I hope that will answer the questions and the curiosity of Miss Aris. I see a nod, so that will be okay.
Thank you, Mas Gali. It's been a wholesome initiative and program, and I'm interested with the invite more tourists to Indonesia, Pak, so we can showcase more and make them more familiar.
Yeah,
make them familiar with Indonesia, or yeah, so they will come again to look for it.
So and I think, yeah, perhaps just come to my mind. Yeah, I think if the custom officers in the port who do like what do you say, like survey the goods there, use not use the uniform, but use like promotional clothes. Yeah, I think it will be good for us as well. Yeah, to showcase. So it's will make the visitors warmer, yeah, more comfortable, yeah. But I don't know, it's just
Yes,
come to my mind.
probably a little less intimidating,
Yeah,
something
okay,
like
that's
that.
good,
Yeah.
good term, less intimidating. That's less
Because every
intimidating.
time we see people using uniform in the airport, and everyone will be okay. I
Will
need
will be
to
afraid, yeah.
yeah, I need to step back a little bit, and then I need to behave, something like that. Okay, thank you very much for the insight, Pak Arief. So I think responding to your answers is probably just like the campaign that being done by Korea. Korea is doing like a cultural pop invasion with their pop groups and dramas and everything. Perhaps we can invade the other countries with our culinary and national knowledge on the culture as well. So yeah, probably that will be a good idea for us. Thank you. So I think that would be all for the discussion and the Q&A session. Thank you for the answers given, provided, and also delivered by Pak Arief, and also for the questions delivered by the participants. And I hope that will be I hope the answers will be satisfying. And if you are not still satisfied, you can visit Pak Arief to Brussels and ask him directly. Yeah.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
And don't forget to bring rendang as well. I think Pak Arief will
that's
miss
good
that.
idea.
So to conclude, I think I would like to point several pointers that might be interesting for us. It is taken from the 5 basic attitudes of customs and excise officer, or what we call usually as 5 sikap dasar bea dan cukai. The first is initiative. So we need to have a really good initiative to boost the export, and also from the cultural, what do you say, organizational cultural of the Ministry of Finance would be saying that the synergy is one of the crucial point to boost the national agenda towards the to achieve a better future. Okay, so I think that will be all from my pointers and conclusion. So we will continue to the next agenda. That will be closing speech from Pak Hussein, Mr. President, if you are ready. Could you
Yes,
deliver?
Gali.
Okay, so please, Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Gali. Well, good afternoon and then good morning, Mr. Arief Rachman and all colleagues from the GC. Actually, this past hour has been a priceless opportunity for me to learn something new, and I believe everybody also had a good time during the talks. I'm happy to learn that all participants found the talks interesting, and that all participants have been very active and contributive to the discussion. I can only assume then that the participants' experience here will also prove to be useful to you as an individual and as a customs officer. Please do share your knowledge you acquire from these talks and source person with your colleagues at the office. As for now, please let me thank you for joining this event, and also many thanks to the source person for sparing his time and share his knowledge with us and give us many suggestions as a customs officer, and also answering all questions and curiosity from our officers here. Lastly, also for all CEEC members to help make this event conducted successfully, I hope we can have more fun and educational activities like this in the future. College, it was such a lovely occasion, and as much as I don't want this incredible time to end, but I have to declare that this event is finished. Thank you so much once again to everybody who has made this event conduct successfully. I hope to be able to see you again in other occasions. Thank you. Good afternoon and good morning in Brussels. Wassalamualaikum
Thank you.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mas Arief.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you, Pak Hussein, for the wonderful
Thank you.
speech.
For others.
Mr. Arief, would you like to deliver some closing statement?
Yeah, I think
Before I close it?
first of all, thank you very much for this invitation. It is a very rare and very insightful opportunity for me, because I think, together here, I saw that almost more than 300 participants joining this event. It is a good opportunity, a good event, I think, and I do hope that this organization, this committee will also be still motivated to make another event like this, because continuity is the key is for this organization, and I do hope that we can share this organization to other ministries as well. I think for us as well, I think it's this organization is a good initiative. Perhaps I will report to my superior in Ministry of Culture to make this kind of organization for the internal of Ministry of Culture. Thank you very much again for you and others. We'll be more than happy to welcome you in Brussels, to see WCO, World Customs Union.
Yes. And I will wait for the tickets in the email. Of course. So thank you for the closing statement, Mr. Arief, and I hope you will enjoy your stay in Brussels and a very successful tenure there. And lastly, before I close this event, I would like to remind you, all the participants, on two things. First, kindly check on the chat box. We have already posted on the information session on the information link on the link tree on the presidency for the presidency of the today's event, and also the materials as well. And perhaps you could also there's also the post test. Please kindly fill it. And also for the evaluation form, if you would like to deliver your suggestion and recommendations on topics or other source persons, you can also write into the evaluation form as well. And last thing, before I say goodbye, I would like to invite all of the participants to turn on their camera as we are going to take a photo together. Don't forget to touch up a little bit as we are approaching the afternoon in Indonesia. So don't forget to touch up a little bit and give us your brightest smile and turn on your camera as well. Okay, since we have 200 participants, I will give the cue for the operator to capture the screen for 5 times, if that's okay, Mr. Brian. Okay, so 5 times we will take the picture, and on my count, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's take another one on the other page, if Mr. Brian is ready. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, another one, and in the third page, 3, 2, 1. And on the fourth page, in 3, 2, 1. And on the last page, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you very much for your participation, engagement, and also a very fruitful and insightful discussion. And we will see you in another forum, in another time, and in another event. So my regards to you all. Please stay safe and stay healthy. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for.
Thank you Pak Arief. Terima kasih Pak.
Terima kasih Pak Arief.
Sama-sama.
Sehat ya Pak.
Great
Sama-sama.
event, Pak Arief. Thank you.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih
Okay.
Bu Siti.
Ya, gimana Mas Ucin? This is the first time you
Yes,
conduct an event like this,
finally.
and I'm so proud. This is good.
Thank you for your support and patience to
Yes.
wait for
Even though
our
I can join, I can enjoy this event for the first. I mean, the whole event. I cannot enjoy it. Too
Okay.
much to work. Yes. Thank you. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you.
And wait for
Makasih Pak Arief.
the next session.
Okay. Yeah.